to square your number. And remember, that number squared is going to be positive, because if you multiply that number by itself, it has to be positive. A negative times a negative is a positive times a positive is a positive. And we're definitely going to undo it at the end. What's the opposite of squaring something? Square root. I think your way would work. I think it just becomes too complicated and unnecessary. So we're squaring all of the deviations. So this one, you're going to take this squared, this squared, this squared, this squared, this squared, this squared. Emma, what'd you get?
4.
4. 2 squared is 4. Jaden?
64.
64. 8 squared is 64. Triton? Triton, you're taking 5 and you're squaring it.
Are you squaring the 5?
You use the x squared button, or you could just type in 5 times 5.
I got 25.
Yep. The squared button is over here. So like if you need to do 14 squared, you'd hit this square button. It's kind of like diagonal kitty quarter to the 7. And that would give you the number. Megan? 324. Colin? 36. Alex? 81. Okay, now this was step 3. Go back and write that down. This was, we're going to square each deviation to make it positive. Formula for that is x minus mu squared. A lot of statistics teachers, when they teach standard deviation, they just give the big formula and just tell you to do it. But I think this one's like understandable, like you can understand why it works. Okay, so now we're going to do what we thought we'd do before. We're just going to add them up, divide by how many we have, and then eventually undo it by taking a square root. So the next step is adding these up. Step 4. What'd you guys get? 534. I got the same thing. Step 4. Add up the squared deviations. Next step is to divide by how many data points you have. For this one? So these are all the squared deviations, right? And the summation just means you add up all of the ones that you have. So anything following like a summation means that's what you're adding up. We're very close, so when the bell rings, just stay here a second. And the last thing you have to do is you take the square root. Which is a big square root over the summation of the x minus mu squareds divided by n. And that is standard deviation. So then over here on our example, really quick, we're gonna do for number 5, 534 divided by 6 data points.
89.
Thank you. And then we're gonna take 89 and take the square root of it. Yeah, 9.43, and that is the standard deviation. Now, tomorrow, we're gonna work on the homework for this together, and I'm gonna help you out, okay? So you have no homework tonight.
Can we go back to there?
Sure.